Hi, and welcome to Lesson 4. This lesson we're going to talk about seasonal arrangements because if you take to Ikebana, you'll be making arrangements all around the year. And so what I want to do is just give you a few tips for each season. We're starting out with a spring arrangement, and in spring I like to use more light and pastel colors, just has that springy feel to it, and then green leaves. And with this one, we've got curly willow for the main stems, and I like this. I got some fresh at the florist, and it's starting to get little green buds that'll turn into leaves. So if you leave the arrangement up about a week, you'll have leaves and it'll look even more springy. And these are lisianthus flowers and status. So, and then some green filler. What I've done here is the main stems, the focal flowers, 1, 2, and 3 back here, and then the filler is a similar color to the flowers, and then it's almost a fourth step, but it's basically just to round out your filler is a few leaves to help cover the pin frog and add to the mass. Remember, line and mass. So that's about it for spring arrangements. Thanks. Hi, here's a summer arrangement. And with this one, I've used bamboo and chrysanthemums and just a little bit of green leaves for the filler. I wanted to make this one fairly bold and simple. And also bamboo and chrysanthemums are very traditional Japanese flowers. So with a summer arrangement, it's nice to show a little expanse of water in your container. That just gives it a more refreshing feel. And in summer, the weather's hot, you're going to like to see water. And let me just go over the arrangement a little bit. I trimmed these bamboo, just cut the tops at an angle here. This is stem 1 and stem 2, then stem 3 down here. And I trimmed off a few leaves so they don't cross each other very much. So again, the gist of a summer arrangement is you like to use nice bright bold colors and strong material. Here's a winter arrangement. The good thing about modern times is you can get a lot of kinds of flowers all time of year. But with winter, I like to use red and white, and it's okay in winter to use dried materials because sometimes you can't find all the flowers you need. These are some really interesting dried mushrooms that I got at the flower store, and they're on sticks. So here's your first, second, and third stem. Notice how they're not facing right at you, but they're at a bit of an angle. That just makes it prettier. And here's the first, second, and third main stems, and then these hypericum berries for filler. So one thing, if you're using dried material, you don't want a dry stick to go right into the water. So I'll show you a close-up as well in another photo. But what you're going to want to do is add an extender stick to this dry stick, so the dry stick is not in the water or it'll get soggy and rot. So that's a nice winter arrangement. Here's the hands-on portion of lesson 4. We're going to make a fall arrangement, and for fall I like to use just what you think of as fall colors, so yellows and reds and oranges and browns. And I also like to have my container match the general color scheme. If you don't have a container that does that, then it's fine to use a neutral color like gray or black. And this container here is a compote. You see it sits up a little bit, so when I'm measuring the main stems, I can measure them a little longer than 2 times the width because we've also got the height to take into account. So 1, 2, and change. So these are a type of grass, and again we stick them in straight and then tilt them forward and a little bit to the side. The second one should be about 2/3 the length of the first one. And I like to leave these little leaves on. That gives it a good autumn look. So, tiny bit shorter. Insert and then position. And when you put in stems, try to put them in close to each other so it looks like they're growing up out of the same roots. And stem 3, you may be able to see this is a little bit skinnier, so you want to use a big bold one for 1. So again, this is 2/3 the length of stem 2. There we go. And for this one, we're using spider mums. They're a good fall flower. And try and face the flower up, not down. Here's focal point number 1. And leaning way forward. Then number 2 will be a little bit longer than this one. And remember, for your focal point, use a flower that's big and bold. See, this one's a little bigger than the second one. So have this one a bit longer. And then I often like to put the third one in the back for depth. I'm going to make this one fairly short. And it can be peeking through here a little bit, but basically in the back. And now for the filler, I have some pom-pom mums. And cut these underwater once I've got the basic length. So again, you want to just fill in the empty spaces so you have some mass, and also hide the pin frog. And have the filler be different lengths, so it's not just a big round ball of flowers. See how this just says autumn? These colors are great. Come on, you. There you go. Then maybe a taller one. And one more short one in the front. Now these pom-poms don't quite cover up the bottom of the flower stems and the kenzon, so it's okay even when you have your 3 basic materials to take some leaves or ferns or the like and have them be sort of an assistant filler to help create a little more mass and to help hide the pin frog. This here is a lemon leaf, which is not an actual citrus leaf, but if you go to a florist, it's very popular as just something to fill out an arrangement like this. Okay, so I'll probably tweak this a little bit and I'll take a photo of it, but here's your fall arrangement.